Yes, everyone, good night. Good night. Good night. I hope you're all doing well. It's a wonderful Friday night, and you know, I'm hoping that wherever you guys are right now, that you guys are in good health. So it's a Friday night, and as you all know, Corona is still around, so you gotta stay in. But you can stay in and still have fun. You know, Camp fam. By the way, are you guys hearing me? Testing, testing. Okay, good. Yes, Camp fam. Good night, good night, everyone. Good night, good night. I trust that you had a wonderful week and that you're now welcoming the weekend, and it's pretty good wherever you are tonight. Yeah. So as you can see in the title, we have a very interesting discussion tonight, and I'm hoping that you guys come prepared to share your point of view on the topic. You know, it is something that I think that at some point, or even currently, some of us have had that experience, and sometimes we make some decisions that um, favor us, and sometimes we make some decisions that favor the kids. So definitely, we're going to be talking about it tonight. All right. So before we go any further, we have to play the intro. It's a part of Shell and Ten. So
Shelatin, awesomeness. Shelatin, awesome. Shelatin, awesomeness. We're chilling with the Shah family. We're chilling with the Shah family.
all right. So I see where Cam Fan is saying that the weekend was not bad. Well, the week wasn't bad. Pretty good, pretty good. That's good to hear. Yes, everyone. So welcome, welcome. If you're just joining the live, we have not yet started the discussion. It's just the intro. So also for those of you watching on the replay, thanks for coming, and remember to leave a comment on the topic um, in the comment section. All right? Yeah. So we are going to be talking about relationship again tonight, guys. As you all know, we are a relationship channel, so we're going to be definitely talking about stuff like that. Venice, welcome to the building. Welcome to the building. Welcome to the building. All right. Yeah. Yes, people. So the conversation tonight is about the family unit. Yeah, it's about the family unit. And at what point do we think about, you know, our happiness as adults versus the happiness of the children that we have brought forth into the relationship? Because as you have seen and as you have experienced, sometimes parents go their separate ways because they say or they choose to no longer be in love. But at the same time, those same parents came together and had two, three, or even four children. And as you all know, when separation takes place, it severely affects the kids that are involved in that relationship. So the question tonight is, you know, when you have started a family and you have brought forth children into the relationship, do you still think about, your happiness, or do you think about the happiness of your children? Which now becomes priority. Um, I think before kids came into the play, it was just you and your partner. And to an extent, some level of selfishness because you said that, listen, I want somebody for myself. Likewise, your partner, I want somebody for myself. So you guys are happy, um, having each other. It's all good and fun. You don't like him, him don't like you. You know, you decide, okay, it's not working out. We're going to separate ways. Roxanne, good night, good night, good night. But things are going to change, and things will change. When kids come into the picture, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. And when kids come into the picture, you definitely have to look at, you know, what are now the priorities, what is now important, things like that. So yes, yes, my friends, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So we're definitely going to be talking about this tonight. Talman TV in the house. Welcome, Talman. Welcome, welcome. Good to always have you. Friends, one other thing is that Talman is very supportive. He's a very supportive gentleman, and always appreciate him coming by. No doubt about that. um, Setting up some presentation in the background here. Yes, friends. So if you're just joining, tonight we're going to be talking about relationships, and we're going to be talking about, what do we make as priorities as we go along and as we start having children. Do we still be selfish people and think just about ourselves, or do we also think about, you know, the kids? What is it that is going to be their wants and their needs and not just ours alone? So, prepare to give your views on the topic, just setting up some stuff in the background here. Okay, what do I got there? Okay. Yes, friends. So we're talking about relationships and happiness. And in this particular discussion, we're looking at the family unit, the mother and the father and the children and happiness. You know, relationships are not easy. A lot of us here have been in relationships, and a lot of us here have been out of and gone back into other relationships. And we have all seen the challenges that they bring. Now, as you are all aware, we CM1 have come out of relationships because they just weren't working out. You know, yeah, we decided that the love died. There was no respect anymore, and so therefore we decided to leave. And Unfortunately, some of these relationships, we brought children, or we had children, or we conceived kids in that relationship. However, we say, listen, whether or not we had children or not, we're no longer in love, so we're leaving. So now tonight we're going to look at the whole situation from both sides. How many times have we stopped to, really look at the children that we have brought into the relationships, and how much our decisions to part or to leave the relationship, you know, is going to really affect the kids. Um, Weatherman saying good night. Good night, brother. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Yes, friends. So, you know, oh, Dian in the house. Welcome, Dian. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. So as we're saying, guys, what is more important, you and your partner decide that you guys are no longer in love. And because you're no longer in love, you are going to leave the relationship. But at the same time, there are children. You guys have created children. You guys have made babies. What about them? Do we stop to think about, how impactful our separations are going to be on these children? How much thought have we given it? Or do we just think about, how we're feeling in the moment? Um, my partner doesn't love me. I don't love my partner. My partner does not care about me anymore. And so I'm going to find somebody that cares about me and somebody that loves me. Yeah. So it's when it happens, my friends, it's a difficult um, decision. And I think sometimes we do leave the relationship because we have tried everything that we can try with our partners and it just was not working out. But somewhere there's sadness because, behind you have left um, children, and these kids will not have to be, moving between homes. And, they have a saying, a terminology that they use, kids from a broken home, how much are their lives impacted and stuff. So tonight, I just want you guys to share your viewpoints on the topic. What is more important? After you start having children, what is it? What is more important? Is it the happiness of yours, or is it the happiness of your partner, or is it the happiness of the children that you have brought into the relationship? Um, are you going to focus on mending whatever is broken between you guys, so as to have a positive impact on the children that you have brought into this world? As Diane is saying here, Diane is saying that a lot of times they turn out into broken adults. Diane, you're so right. And it is these broken adults that turn around again and create a family. And unfortunately, these broken adults never had somebody, and never had both parents to, thoroughly teach them the ways of life. And so, they are learning as they go along. And it can be a really bumpy road, people. A really, really bumpy road. So it is a situation that is affecting a lot of people, a lot of couples. You know, they have reached that point where they can't stand each other. You know, um, a lot of times, we go into relationships because we want love. We want to be loved by somebody. We want somebody to call our own. Yeah, we get that. We get that. But time as time goes by, we start to find out things about our partner that we're not too happy about, or our partner took some action or did something on the outside that we just cannot forgive them on, and in the process, um, the kids they pay the price because as partners we decide that we can't forgive this one, we cannot forgive this, and because we cannot forgive, we have to move on. We have to go our separate ways. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, friends, and you can come on screen and be a part of the conversation. All right. So there we go. That's the link. Betty in the house. Welcome, Betty. Welcome, 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 welcome. So again, good night, everyone. Good night, good night. And if you're just joining the chat, you know, we're having an interesting conversation tonight. It is a conversation that needs to be had because a lot of us have had this experience. Whether or not we grew up as children in that household or we are now creating that kind of household. And the question tonight is whose happiness are we more concerned about right now? And when I say right now, I mean that as a family, a man and a woman, and you have brought children into the world, um, things are not going so well in the relationship. You know, what is the focus? Are we going to be focused on our own happiness, or are we going to be focused on the happiness of the children, the babies that we have brought into the world? So, tonight, that is the conversation, my friends. That is what we're going to be talking about. You know? So, let's have some conversation, friends. Let us have some conversation. The unfortunate thing, my friends, is that these children that we have are these babies, that they never asked to be here. We made a decision for them to be here, and yes, it's unfortunate that as parents we can't get along, and the only solution is that we separate and go our own ways and go start a new relationship and without even thinking about, and probably we have I think sometimes we say, the kids will grow up and they will understand, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't, and it ends up having some really negative impact on their childhood, their upbringing, their teenage years, you know, and sometimes they even blame themselves, what did I do wrong? What did I not do? You know, Mommy and daddy is no longer together. What could I have done differently so that they are still living under the same roof together? You know. So yes, friends, that's the conversation. That's the topic. So I want you all to share your viewpoints on it. As Dion said, I would love to hear the thoughts of you parents. So parents in the chat, let's talk. Dion is saying yes. Children blame themselves or the more dominant parent. Yeah, kids sometimes they blame themselves. What it's like. What did I not do? You know, was it me that caused mommy and daddy to break up? Things like that. Um, Betty is saying that personal happiness matters. You cannot sacrifice your happiness to please the other party because you won't be the best version of yourself while you're unhappy. Um, that is true, Betty. That is true. And there's gonna be many ways to look at it, friends. You know, um, I know that if we look back at the history of our parents and grandparents, they too had some, rough times, you know, but they were the ones that had the 30, the 50, and the 60 years of being together. Um, was it a case where, back then they considered a family unit more important than their happiness? Because I think nowadays we think more about our happiness than the happiness of those that we have brought into this world. And for me, I have a daughter. Me and her mother is no longer together, and we separated because we just weren't happy. At the time, were we thinking about the happiness of our daughter? Were we thinking about how we breaking up would have impacted or affected her? Not really. We thought about the fact that we're not happy. Because we're not happy, we're going to separate. So I think everybody will look at it differently. At the end of the day, it is what you consider as important. So if your happiness is more important, then by all means, you're going to separate. And if you feel that you want your kids to be happy, you want your kids to see both parents in the home, then you're probably going to stick it out and be unhappy, but you will say at least your kids are happy. So there are many ways to look at it, different actions that different people will take, you know. So Venice is saying an unhappy parent may not be a good parent. Beth is saying at the end of the day, the kids will eventually understand, and kids are keen at sensing this type of stuff. Again, as Betty said, at the end of the day, the kids will understand, and kids are keen at sensing this kind of stuff. I think, yeah, you're right about that. But at the same time, they're hoping and wishing that, their parents could, you know, figure it out, figure it out and make it work. Because it does happen, but it really happens where parents separate and the child decides to hate one party over the other. It happens sometimes, but for the most part that I know, and in my experience, two parents they separate, but the children still have love for both parents, and that is something that is a bond that is hard to break. Once your child sees you as mommy or daddy, then for the rest of their life they're gonna love you. You probably have to be a very bad, terrible parent for your kids not to love you. My daughter, me and she, we talk at least once a week. Sometimes, we bash each other. Why you never call? Why you never call? But that bond is still there. That bond is still there. So, everybody, welcome to the live tonight. Welcome to the live. Thanks for the perspectives so far. And if you're new here, remember to subscribe, like up the live, drop a comment later on. Yeah. So we're talking about relationships and we're talking about happiness. And we're saying, when two people come together and start having children, you know, whose happiness do you start thinking about? Do you still think about your happiness alone, or do you start thinking about the happiness of of the children? Which do you place as priority? Is your happiness still priority, or is it the happiness of the children that are now the priority in the relationship? So, you know, I know a lot of us, have seen a lot of stuff happening around us. So whether or not we are involved in a relationship or not, we have seen a lot of stuff happening. We have seen broken homes. We have seen families who decide to stick it out and make it work and end up being unhappy. So a lot of stuff happens, guys. A lot of stuff happens. All right. So the intention is not to bash any decisions that were taken. We're just looking at, all perspectives and to see, you know, whether or not sufficient emphasis was placed on the decision making process of either leaving or staying. You know, Facing reality. Good to have you again. You were here earlier on the mini mukbang, and you're back again. So thanks for being here. All right. Yes, friends. So the floor is open. Let's talk. Let us talk. Let us talk. All right. So Roxanne is saying, for her personally, she thinks happiness needs to be split. You need to you need happy kids, but an unhappy parent cannot maintain a happy home. All right, Roxanne, that's a good point. If you're an unhappy parent, it's going to be challenging for you to maintain a happy home. Um, so a lot of times in the relationship, guys, you have a situation where the couples, they realize that things are not working out, and sometimes this conversation comes up. You know, let's consider counseling. Let's go to counseling. You know, but you find that yeah, we talk about it, but did we ever go counseling? I'm guilty of that. The relationship was coming apart, and the next best option was to seek counseling. But did it happen? For me, no. Just never made the time, or probably just was not important. So a lot of times, things are breaking down in the relationship, and perhaps, perhaps counseling could have saved it. You know, but it so happens that you know because we become so opinionated in the relationship, you know, my points are right, your points are right. You reach a dead end. Where you can't go forward. Diane is saying that men think counseling for mad people. Mm, yeah, there are some negative connotations attached to counseling and therapy, but we all need to change that, guys. Things and times are changing. There's a lot of therapists out there that can make a difference in our lives. We do not have the answers to everything, and because of that, we need to seek the advice of professionals. Um, your partner may not listen to you or take your perspectives, but hearing it from a professional, may cause them to stop and listen. So, for the relationships that are going through that rough patch, where both parties are deciding that listen, we need to go our separate ways because this is not working. Consider counseling. Consider counseling. It may save the relationship. Um, Roxanne is saying men hate the thought of counseling. My man don't believe in it. Roxanne, you're right. A couple of years ago, I would have felt the same way. But I think when you become mature, your outlook on life changes. And for me and Tanisha, we have agreed that if we reach a point where we cannot handle a particular decision or situation, then we're going to seek the advice of a professional. So I feel that counseling and therapy is important in our relationship. It's important, you know. Um, Roxanne is saying that they don't think someone else should help them run them yard because they're a man. Yeah, yeah, Diane. This also happens too. But I think that men are wising up. Men are becoming more mature, and I think that they're more leaning towards taking advice now. So it's changing. It's changing. Um, so yeah, guys, the relationship, the household, what is really important? What is really important? Are we going to just yes, yeah, Diane. Well, I speak for myself, so perhaps I should not speak for the men, but I know I have changed. I am more receptive now to situations and stuff. So, and this happens because I've allowed myself to be open. I've exposed myself to materials that can help me in my relationship. I'm not too close-minded anymore. So I am hoping to just about anything right now that will ensure that me and Tanisha have a long-lasting relationship. Because yes, you see us guys on here, but we too sometimes have a little tussle here and there in terms of decisions and stuff. But we learn to respect each other, and we understand why we're here, why we're in a relationship. We understand the reasons why we came together. And I think sometimes in relationships, persons they come together for the wrong reasons, and then now when they start having children, whoa, the wrong reasons they multiply because they never planned for this. They just plan to be here in the moment to have some fun. But fun became serious because babies start born, one, two, three. What we're gonna do? Hmm? Are we just gonna run to the door and say this ain't working out no more, I'm leaving? No, you have a responsibility, and you have to take care of that responsibility. I think a lot of times, we become too selfish and we think just about ourselves, you know. Hey Tia Mac, welcome. How you doing? You know, so we have to start really thinking about others and not just ourselves, guys. We have brought lives into this world. We have brought life, and the fact that you have brought life into this world, you have to take full responsibility of that life. Um, Roxanne is saying, Sheldon, you're a good man. You're smart and know what you want. That's one of the ingredients for a long-lasting relationship. Roxanne, I tell you, the Sheldon that you're seeing here right now didn't just happen overnight. It took years to be here. It took years and it took experiences to be here. As I said earlier, I had a daughter in a previous relationship, and I had to walk away, and I walk away because we just weren't seeing eye to eye. Things were just not working out. Um, did I spend enough time on the relationship? Did I go counseling to see if it could work? No, I never went counseling. I just said to myself that, you know, we agreed that it just was not working out. And even though we had a child together, we are going to separate. Now, years later, you know, would I have made that same decision? No. Where I'm at right now, family is very important. You know, my children are very important. So whatever I need to be, and whatever I need to do, and whatever man I need to become to ensure that my home and my family unit, you know, and my fiance is happy, I'm going to do it. You know, I'm going to do it. If it means a bag of counseling, I am going to be there. But I am not about another broken home right now. I am not about it. You know, and you know, those of us who have had to leave relationships and that had children inside of it, we understand. We know, you know, what happens beyond the relationships. You know, we know you're no longer there. You know, and sometimes there are distances between you and that child. You don't get to see that child enough. You know, you guys don't talk enough. You don't get to, you know, give to that child the ingredients or the resources that they need to become a great individual in the society. You know, I believe that kids need their parents to grow them up properly. You know, it's going to be difficult. You know, it's hard for a stepfather or a stepmom to, you know, give your child the kind of um, attention and support that they need. But back to earlier points, if you and your partner just ain't working out, if it just can't fix, if you guys tried everything and it's just not working out, then by all means you just cannot stay. You know, you just have to um, call it a day. um, Roxanne is saying that, as you rightly said, maturity play an integral role in our way of thinking and things we do. Yes, yes, Roxanne. We have to be mature, and the the unfortunate reality is that sometimes it takes years for persons to become mature. It is not something that you can teach them. It is not something that you can impart to them. They in themselves have to reach that stage, that level of realization that yes, I have to do things differently now. You know, so it takes time. It takes time. Um, Venice is saying that both parents would have to agree that they are going to do what they need for the sake of the children for it to work effectively. And this is an important point. You know, good point, Venice. You know, both parents have to agree. Very important because if one partner says, you know, let's go counseling, and the other partner does not agree, the counseling will not, it will not happen. So both persons have to sit down and, you know, really value the relationship, value where they're coming from, value the fact that, you know, we have kids in the relationship right now. So therefore, if counseling is going to be the thing that saves us, then let's do it. But if one partner wants and the other one doesn't want it, then that's trouble, you know. Again, Venice is saying, likewise, therapy will not work if it is only one person putting in all the work. As the old saying goes, you know, one hand cannot clap, you know. So true, Venice. So true, so true, so true, so true. So, these are things that we have to look at, people. Um, you're going into a relationship, you have to go in it for the right reasons. You know, once both of you are having sex, then at some point, children are going to come about. And when the kids come about, it's no longer about you. You have to now start thinking about the lives that you are creating. Your actions, your decisions, how will it impact them? So, you have to let go of the selfish behaviors, you know, because as I said earlier, sometimes we go into relationships, thinking about ourselves. I want somebody for myself, I want a partner. And sometimes that can be from a very selfish place. And if you approach it in that selfish nature, then you're probably not going to have the time to think about, you know, its impact on a new life. So yeah, a lot of things that we have to consider, my friends. A lot of things. Again, everyone, good night. If you're just joining the live, welcome. Thanks for being here. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for reaching thus far. Leave a comment, on the topic. Give us your viewpoints on the topic. Right. So if you're just joining, what we're talking about is relationships and happiness. What do we consider as important when it comes to happiness? Do we look at just the happiness of ourselves, or do we also look at the happiness of the children that we have brought into this world? So yeah, we're having an interesting conversation. I think it is something that we all need to talk about, because it is something that is affecting a lot of households, and sometimes we make some decisions that 5-10 years from now have some grave implications. And one important thing that has been raised so far is that if you're together and there's children in the picture and you guys just cannot work it out, then you guys should consider counseling, because you don't have all the answers. And sometimes, for the most part, the counselor may bring forward something that you guys never saw, you guys never thought about, and that could actually save the relationship. So, yeah, that's where we're at, friends. That is where we're at. Never feel that you alone have the solutions to all the problems that you will come across. There's always somebody else that has some answers, some solutions that you never thought about, and you have to allow that sometimes to be a part of your space, because it will definitely help you. So if you're just joining, guys, just let us know that you're here, and leave, drop a few comments. Yes, friends. Good night, good night. Yeah. Yes, Dean, thank you. We have to really put on a good show, When we come on here, we have to ensure that we make it look good, you know, definitely. So if you're just joining the live, my friends, welcome, welcome. Always good to have you. Always good to see you in the house. It's Friday night, and I know for the most part, we are unable to go out and party and go clubbing and have fun and stuff. So let's have some conversations. Let's just go through some stuff. So tonight we just want to talk about relationship and kids and our decisions, and what we consider as happiness, and whose happiness are we concerned about? Whose happiness do we give more attention? You know. So so far, the feedback is that if you are not happy, then you won't be able to be of good impact on the kids in the relationship. So you may probably the best thing to do is probably just leave. Otherwise, you probably may need to seek counseling, and counseling may be the answer that you guys never had. Yeah, you know. And earlier I raised the point of our great grandparents. Who know, who knew? They were together for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, guys. Hmm? They were together for long. Now, did they have problems? I wasn't there, but I can bet they had problems. They had problems. But you know what was different then? They had what you called a community. Yeah. It's not like now where we're all secluded. Back then it was one big family. So even though you weren't related, everybody looked out for each other. Everybody ensured that, you know, the family unit was alive. So I think back then, they were a lot more focused on keeping that family together. I think now, we're independent and it's all about, being happy. Yeah. It's all about being happy. Mm. Shan divinity. Um, Diane is saying that women stayed with their husbands, no matter what. Yeah, Diane, no matter what. Um, Shan divinity. Hey, Shan divinity. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Oh, awesome. Yes, Shan. We'll try and have more consistent lives so that you can catch them. All right. But thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Um, Diane is saying that the independent women would say that women weren't earning, so they had to accept whatever men did. Um, that's a point, Diane. That is a point. It's your neighbor. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Diane. So things and times have changed. So there were factors back then that probably, put women more in a role of staying home, and then by extension, had them being wives or spouses for much longer periods. Now, with gender equality being, a priority, and women are working, And women have gotten very, very independent. No doubt about that. It's like I can do everything. I don't need a man, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, persons are not staying together for long anymore. Yeah, and ladies in the chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the times when relationships break up are separated, who is leaving? Is it the man that is leaving, or is it the woman that is leaving? So, guys, so ladies, I want to answer that question. All right. Most relationship breakups, whether it be divorce or common law breakups, who is the one that most of the time is ending that relationship? All right. So Diane is saying that yes, women are the ones that are saying that I want to leave. I have had enough of you. All right. The next question, Diane, is it that women are leaving prematurely? Because the thing now, is that women nowadays have a lot of options. You guys have far more options than us men. So a lot of times, men, they made a big mistake. I'll say a big. They made a mistake, and the woman said, "Listen, you made a mistake. I'm out of here." You know. But for the most part, guys, women are the ones that are leaving the relationships. And sometimes, you guys leave, and for years, you guys keep searching, and you never find back another person like this person. Um, Denise is saying that men end it, but the women walk out. Men don't leave. They are like your job. They frustrate you to leave. Okay. That's a laugh. Diane saying, good point, Ben. Ben said, right, that's a Diane. Listen, yeah, you're right. Men don't leave. Men hardly leave relationships, guys. And yes, at times we become very rigid, and we become not so responsive. But for the most part, we still would want the relationship to work. You know. So is it that, ladies, you need to give us more time? I think the problem sometimes is that you all say that there are a lot of green pastures out there. So I ain't staying. I'm going to go find me that green pasture. The answer, okay, so what do you suggest women do? Stay and hope forever that they change? Um, Dion, I have another topic that's going to come on either tomorrow or Sunday that is going to speak to another aspect of this. Because, and I don't want us to go into it right now, but I will say this. Um, as you said earlier, sometimes men frustrate women into leaving relationships and vice versa. Sometimes women frustrate men into to not give a damn, you know? But let us leave this one for another topic. All right, we're going to talk about it. All right. um, so Tanisha said, Diane, come go up. Diane said, okay, I hope to be there, Sir Shell. Yeah, Diane, we're gonna that topic, because let me not even go in there. Let me not go. Yes, Diane, we're gonna have the topic tomorrow and one Sunday. So look out for it. All right. Um, Diane is saying, I agree. Some women do frustrate men to no longer care. Yeah, it happens. It happens, and we're gonna talk about it. Yeah. So where is that? Venice is saying that's true. too. Some women are pestering. Yeah, yeah. So, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. If you just joining the live, if you're just coming on, tonight we are talking about relationships. And, what we're talking about inside of the relationship is what is important, whose happiness is important, is it the happiness of the parent or is it the happiness of the kids, what is more important? What should we be giving more attention to? You know, that is the conversation tonight, friends. That is the conversation tonight. So I know that there are other things that are coming up now that we need to talk about, but we're going to create those for another topic and another night. All right. So let's focus on this. You know, what is more important? Can we say that the happiness of the parents are more important than the happiness of the children? Can we actually put a weighting on it though? Honestly, it's a hard one, guys. It's a hard one. What is more important? Diane saying that young children, older children, them, older children, you. Okay. Yes, people. So we say, we're no longer in love, we're no longer feeling each other. So we are separating. We are going our separate ways, you know, but we have brought children into the world. We have created some kids. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Roxanne said not all the time, Dion. Dion, clarify this some more. Okay. When the kids are young, focus should be on them. When the children are older, focus should be on the parents. Okay. 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 Um. Yes, Dion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, guys, it is not so easy, and that's the thing, it's a delicate situation. It is a delicate situation. I think that every child who is from a broken home would have loved to see their parents be with them for as long as they can be together with them. Yeah. Um, Roxanne is saying that they don't use the family dynamics and it can cause them to start rebel. Yeah, I think one other thing though, is that when couples do separate, that they make every effort to be a part of the child's life. That is very, very important for any child. I think, what adds to the broken home and the rebelliousness and all the negativity that's attached to it is that, sometimes parents feel that they're spiting each other, and in spiting each other, they tend to start to neglect the child, not knowing that, by doing that, they are creating a human being that's just going to be um, a challenge for society. So, I see Dion here saying that I never live with mom and dad. As a matter of fact, my mom never lived with a man. Okay. And if, so, Dion, you not living with mommy and daddy, how did that impact your upbringing as a child growing up? Because it is a school of thought that you need both parents to grow up a child properly. Now, there are some stepfathers and some stepmothers that do a very good job, of doing what the missing parent is not there to do. Um, okay. And Dion is saying that it made me cling to men. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Dion, for me, as I said earlier, my daughter, she's miles away, miles away. I haven't seen her in 2 years, but we do our best to communicate over the phone, via WhatsApp and stuff like that. And yeah, it pains me a lot sometimes that I'm not there beside her physically, just to give her that love and support. So I can understand, what it means and what it feels like to not be very present in your child's life, because I feel that they need that. I grew up with both parents, and it was one of the best feeling ever, to see mommy and daddy interacting, to go with daddy on weekends, to the farm, and to just enjoy that, father and son bond and relationship. So I can understand, the idea of a parent being missing from the picture. Um, Then he's saying that I find that I forgive men, including friends, much more than I do with men. Right. So this is, one of the impacts of not having, you know, one of the parents in the home. Um, every day, I try my best to still be a good father to my daughter. Um, I am hoping that she grows up to be a whole woman, and that there's nothing missing. Um, must be rough not to be able to give her that. Yep, yep. Roxanne is saying, I need a drink for the intensity of this live. Uno go get drink. um, Roxanne, I'm having some grape wine here. Not strong. It's just but this keeps me going. This keeps me going. um, Roxanne is saying that I live with my mom and dad, but as a child, I hope my mom had left my dad because we would have been happier. Um, he beat her and treated her really bad. Listen, guys, a lot of us grew up in homes where we saw our parents being physically abusive to each other. Um, my parents, I saw that, I experienced that. And when I got older, I got to understand some other reasons why things were the way they were. And one thing I would say, guys, is that you know sometimes men are provoked, and sometimes when they're provoked, they don't react. And some men, when they're provoked, they react. This is for another live. Let's get back. um, Diane, yes, Roxanne and the one Diane can chat, you see. Tanisha is saying, I see you guys. Diane is saying, oh gosh, Roxanne, I'm sorry your mom experienced that and you haven't see that. Um, it was hurtful and scary to watch. Made me grow shy and timid. All right, guys. So I will share something on that point, guys. My dad was one of those men that he worked from Monday to Friday and then came home on the weekends. All right. And, what I saw growing up was that as he stepped through the door, mommy would start accusing him of having women. The man come in tired, and the man gave mommy the pay that he got. And mommy's response, all like that. Yeah, woman. And she on top of her voice. And sometimes him just couldn't take it no more. Guys, in this life, a lot of stuff is gonna happen. I tell myself though that I will never ever be physical with a woman. No matter what she say or do, I'd rather leave. I will never be physical with a woman. I'd rather leave. Um, so Benny is saying that I'm sorry, Roxanne. Tanisha is saying, oh my, sorry to hear, Roxanne. Thanks, Leon. I learned to cope. Jaja. Thanks, Tanisha. Tanya Debot. I can't stand aggression in relationship after an hour rugby we are play. Yeah, Dion. It happens. It happens. It happens, guys. It happens. Tonight I'm seeing a lot of topics just coming out in the conversations, and we're definitely gonna be spending some time on those topics in the coming week and over the next 2 days. Because there's a lot to talk about, and I feel that this is a forum that we can, come and really have some positive conversations. You know, so it's a good look, guys. It's a good look. Um, so yeah, you know, some fun taking place here. Diane saying that cause me and Roxanne chatting up. Diane says, then to. Guys, I'm happy to have you on the live. You guys make it, fun and entertaining. And, thanks for the support because I am here chatting like crazy, keeping this thing going. But you guys help in the process, of keeping the energy and the spice going. So I definitely appreciate that, guys. So no doubt, we gotta run this thing. Yes, 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 friends. Welcome back, welcome back. If you're just joining the live, we welcome you here. We're happy to have you. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. We are wonderful people. We try to create content that any and everybody can relate to. So thanks for being here. Again, if you're watching on the replay, you have reached this far, yeah, drop a comment, tell us, give us your feedback on the topic. It's an interesting topic. It's a topic that a lot of us have either experienced as a child growing up, or we are currently experiencing it as a parent. So it's a good topic. So leave your comments, and definitely, we'll reply to them. All right. Yes, yes, Roxanne, Venice, Diane. It's a good night. It's a good night. Tanisha, TA. Yeah, and TA, they're supporting me in the background, No doubt, no doubt. So yes, yes, friends, as you were saying earlier, you know, relationships are not easy. They are challenging, they are difficult, and they become more complicated and more complex, when we introduce children into the picture. So, one other thing that is important is that before you have kids, ensure that both of you guys are on the same page. Ensure that both of you guys, share similar goals. Ensure that both of you guys can stand each other, because it makes no sense you guys start bringing kids into the world, and then, a couple years down the line, you guys say, listen, it's not working out. Let's go our separate ways. And now, you have not introduced these kids into what is called a broken home. Guys, if you go on the internet, there's actually a definition for broken home. It's a sad definition. It's a sad definition. So let us do our part in ensuring that we keep the family unit together, and that, we settle down with somebody that fits us. Let's not just talk to somebody because, they're physically attractive and they're good in bed. It has to be more than that, because beyond that, when the fun of that is dying down, if you guys never had anything that was bigger than that, then trouble. As the saying go, trouble did there. Trouble did there. Right. And you don't want that. You want to have many years together with your partner, kids running around, loving mommy and daddy, and can boast to them friends that, my mommy and daddy been together for 20, 30 years, they are the best, things like that. So it all starts now, guys. It all starts now. And if you're in something now, if you're in a relationship right now and things are just not working out, consider counseling. Consider counseling, The answer, Google says it's where one parent is absent, usually to do divorce. Is a divorce. Yeah, yeah. Yes, so let us play our part, Um, take dating seriously, use it as an opportunity to meet the right person. Do not rush into something because you want to be in something. Because a lot of times that is what happens. Somebody rush into a relationship because they're tired of being alone and they want somebody for themselves, and then they end up in a messy relationship. You don't want that. You don't want that. And you don't want your byproduct, which is your kids, to come and have to endure your mistakes. Yeah, yeah, it's your mistake. It's not their mistake, it's your mistake. They never call you from anywhere and say, listen, could you and him go together because I want to be on this earth? I want to be here now. No, sir. You and your partner decide to lie down and make them. So if you get the inclination that this person is not right for you, then don't start. don't start up problems, And then many will argue that, well, he was so nice, she was so nice, that I never saw this coming. Hush, hush. The first stage of the relationship, they call it the honeymoon phase. It is a phase where there's no logic. Yeah, people don't have time to rationalize things because they're so caught up in, this lovey-dovey feeling. Yeah, but if you've been around a couple of relationships, no matter how lovey-dovey it seems and appear, there should be signs that you're looking out for. Um, Diane is saying that I will try dating next time. My will be allow by that time. Dion, you always say some stuff, eh? But Mr. Right is somewhere out there, Dion. Um, just be open um, to the thought that somebody is out there that meets your criteria, and as long as you don't have a long list, Dion, because if the list is too long, then it might slow down your chances of meeting that person now. So finesse your list somewhat and come again and say, yeah, you see, as long as you have them 16 there, I mean, all right, So if you have 20 right now, you probably take off, 14 off it and say, yeah, these six things are the most important of the 20. I can work with it. Hold on, now, let me go for this. Roxanne saying that's because we so vain when we enter the relationship. But Roxanne, one of the thing is that sometimes when two persons enter a relationship, prior to them going into the relationship, they weren't physically intimate with nobody, and sometimes they just run in and I try to enjoy themselves before they get to know themselves. That's also a problem. Wants and needs, being catered to before understanding the person that is catering to your wants and needs. Um, Roxanne saying looks and shape and skin tone, yeah. Money and car, they are laughing out. Roxanne saying what happened to heart and ways? It no long at all. Then he said run in cash body hot. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, people. So we have to really listen. If you're over 27, you should have been in a couple of relationships to that by that point. And there are things that you should have learned by that point. All right? So it makes no sense we are learning things and we're not applying what we have learned. Yeah, yeah, that happens, people. You learn stuff, but you don't apply it. That can't work, people. You have to apply it, man. Hold on. I think I missed a question that Diane asked. How long you think honeymoon phase lasts? Ah, hmm. I think the honeymoon phase is specific to the persons involved in it, but I would say between 3 months to a year. I would say, guys, honeymoon phase is between 3 months to a year. Let's hear your opinion on that, guys. Mhm. Oh, Diane is saying, I'm going to take you up on that challenge and revisit the list. Yeah. Remember, guys, ladies, remember this. When you're young, and young means, 19 to 25, 26, you can have one long list. especially, if you don't have any kids as yet. But as you progress in age, you have to revisit the list. Yeah, because the men them out here, them looking for things. And we probably will have to have a live on that. My goodness, so many topics coming to mind right now, guys. Whoa. I need to have live for the entire week. Um, yeah, Roxanne, I said 3 months to a year. Yeah, what's your figure, Roxanne? What is your figure? You think it should be longer than that? Can't be shorter though. Cannot be less than 3 months. 3 months to a year. What is your number? Dian, what is your number, Dian? Venice, what is your number, Venice? How long should the honeymoon phase last for? Tanisha, T, what is your time factor? How long do you think honeymoon should last for? Yeah. So, yes, people, my list never long from morning, Marcel. Well, I don't know, Dan, because the personality that I see that projects itself, um, you seem to be a nice person. So, you know, what are the men not seeing? What are the men not doing? Hmm, what's not happening? Um, so when you say about a year, yeah, 3 months to a year. Yeah, guys, my glass is empty. To get my glass filled up, I'm gonna go and get my glass filled up. I am gonna go and get my glass filled up. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and get my glass filled up. I'll soon be back. This thing have any audio? Did I put any audio in that thing though? No, that has no audio. Ooh. Right, so I saw Venice answer. So Roxanne, drop your answer. T, drop your answer. Dion, drop your answer. How long should honeymoon last for? All right. I'll soon be back, guys. Drop your answers until I get back. All right. Roxanne is saying, yeah, fill the glass because I'm tipsy already. Roxanne, what you drinking, sir, Roxanne? What is Roxanne drinking, people? Dion is saying, my guys usually say I am a nice person, but I allow things I shouldn't have. So it's my fault. Poor boundaries, too forgiving, too patient. Okay. You see, one other thing, Dion, is that sometimes, as ladies, you guys have to give us ultimatum, because sometimes, we are dating and we are dating sometimes, more than one of you. So, if we get the feeling that the rules around there are not strict and tight enough, then it may give us an opportunity to still, not behave ourselves. So when a guy comes along that you like, you got to claim your territory and you got to make the guy know that you're serious or you're going to jump ship. But if you give the impression that no matter what you're doing, I'll still be here, then, might not be taken so serious, So that's one point. Tanisha is saying, coming like we're still in our honeymoon phase. I tell you guys, 3 years, me and Tanisha been together for 3 years, eh? Look at us. Come like we just meet yesterday, right? I think, we are just probably one in a million. Not everybody gonna be like us, but what was critical for us was that when we met, we saw things that in each other that we were doing before we met, you know. Um, Roxanne, why did that Roxanne? Roxanne saying that she started out too strong with her drink. Oh, Roxanne, this is grape wine, grape, non-alcoholic. This with this I can go all night talking. Mhm. Roxanne, Dion, I can say I am the same too, but after a while I get wise and then get even. Okay? She said she get wise and get even. She said she's drinking Appleton Signature and Pepsi. Yeah, I go too hard. Too hard. Then my body hot, so running a relationship. Then my body hot, so running a relationship. No. uh, mhm. Yes, I don't stick to consequences until my cup full and it take long to full. Hence me in a 10 years relationship. Lord, Dion, that is like, you know, that is a long time, Dion. So you, Dion, will have to take some of the blame. Yeah. Blame yourself, Dion, for some of this, okay? Yeah, man, because normally, sometimes after 2 or 3 years, women start making, they start giving ultimatums and they start telling the guy that, if you're not serious, I am out a year. No, you allowed the gentleman 10 years. Him say you're probably not serious, so you have to go look into it, Dion. As Tanisha said, time the boundaries. Roxanne said, Dion said, just call me Roxanne. Me not go even, me get out. You know? Because, guys, as Tanisha is saying, time the boundaries. When I met her, we started dating. Yeah, after, in just a couple of months, she laid on the rules and she laid on the laws them. And it's either I was going to abide by them or go my separate or leave. But the fact that I saw potential in her, I had to become the man that she wanted. I had to become, you know, mature, stable, everything that fits into, you know, her um, outlook on life. And luckily, both of us, we saw life similar. So, guys, when you meet somebody, you have to stop being afraid that you're going to hurt their feelings by being frank. Yeah. So, no, but don't hold back. If this is who you are, just lay it out there. It is either they're going to accept it or they're going to move on. But you have to make people aware of who you are and what you stand for. All right. Roxanne saying even them out. That's just how my mind went, Dion. Dion said, then, hear me say, my fault. Okay, taken, point taken. It was really good before he married. After that, him think me a property where him own. Oh, yes, then tying up the boundaries. Yeah, some men, fall into that category of they see women as ownership. So if you come across a guy that is behaving that way, it's better to not stay because it's not going to get any better. Yeah, yeah. Those are some insecurity issues, ladies. And when you see them, you run from it, okay? I don't want Tanisha. He's not my property. He's an awesome person, and I am happy to be a part of her life. But I'm not gonna act like and hold on pan her and try put on chains on her and stuff. No, no, that's only gonna make her alienate me and don't like me. So men can't be like that, man. Roxanne saying that's right, Dion. Even though yes, Roxanne. And Dion said, "Me no hold back, Sir Shell. I am frank in my communication." Okay, okay, Dion. Well, look at it this way, Dion. 10 years, look at what you and him can resolve because starting over, guys, is not easy. Starting over is difficult, and if you and somebody have been together for 10 years, there must have been some good moments, so is it that you guys are at that point right now where counseling could help? Have you guys ever discussed, therapy? As I say, guys, if tomorrow morning me and Tinsha start fall off a ship, we're going counseling. We are going counseling. I'm gonna say counselor. Help see if I can help to fix week one another now because some off, The rhythm not so right now, counselor. Help me find out the rhythm. Yep. Friends, this thing about relationship, guys, it is work. It is like a 9 to 5. It's not something that you get and you just put down. You have to constantly work at it. Because even though you guys see me here, being awesome and nice, may have some flaws too. And I'm working on them. Every now and then, Tanisha will point them out, and I will do my best to work on them. So everybody have issues, but if you care enough about the person that you're with, you will work on them. You know, they are saying that man just narcissistic. No fix. Yes, we had great moments, of course. Okay. As we said earlier, men always say yes to therapy, then don't go. Okay. Ah, they had it rough. Rough. You probably should have walked, years ago, But it's never too late. It's never too late at all, my friend. Yeah. So yes, everyone. If you're just joining live, welcome. If you're new to this channel, we appreciate having you here. Every now and then we come together as friends and we have a conversation on something that matters. And this is one such topic tonight. All right, thanks for being here. If you haven't yet been a part of the channel, just subscribe and remember to, you know, like up the live or drop a comment. All right. Um, Roxanne is saying, Dion, I feel for you. Pretty strong woman like you need to be loved and not owned. Hopefully everything will work out soon, my dear. Um, all of me have Dion is saying all of me have flaws, but we should try to improve for the growth of the partnership. So true. So true, so true, so true. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. It ain't easy, guys. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, but we just gotta keep putting in the work, you know. This I should have walked years ago of live, watch a few videos and okay. All right, all right, all right. Selfishness should never be in a relationship. The thing, Roxanne, is that the truth is that we're all selfish beings, but we compromise. When we come across somebody that we care about, and to an extent, we kind of bury some of the selfishness, but for the most part, we are selfish. Yeah, it will not come out of us. That's we all are. But what is important is that we have to be present in the moment, be conscious of what we're doing, and stop feeling and thinking that the person is going to change for the better. If you are seeing signs that it's going a particular way, in a negative way, and you give it time and it is still behaving that way, it means that it will forever be that way. And I know when you're with somebody for a while, it becomes comfortable, and change is not easy. When you become accustomed to something over a long period of time, walking away from it can be difficult because you're now going to enter, unfamiliar waters, unfamiliar grounds. So sometimes you say to yourself, I'd rather stay here because I know here. Even though here is bad, you rather stay with the bad than go and experience the new. So sometimes you have to, you know, use up the brain, and say, okay, it's not working out. I'm just gonna go off in the sunset. I'm gonna try something new. um, the answer, thanks, Roxanne. Everything's working out. Roxanne said, that's good, Diane. Awesome, guys. Awesome, 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 awesome. Yeah. So, guys, tonight's topic, you know, I am hoping that, families can really, look at their relationships and really work on it. We're having too many broken homes, and these broken homes, my friends, are not going to um, create good societies. Because we're getting old, and it is our kids that are going to be the future of tomorrow. And so we have to do everything in our power to ensure that they come out being good adults, you know, and it starts from the home. So therefore, we as parents need to make good decisions. We as parents need to ensure that, before we lie down with somebody and start making babies, that, you know, we understand ourselves to the fullest, and that we are ready for this responsibility, and that we're going to nurture and take care of this life that we are bringing into this world. Otherwise, get up, draw for the plastic, what they call condom, put it on, that no babies are born. Okay? But the moment you start making them, then you need to stick around to be responsible enough to take care of these children. You know, let me pause to read some more comments. The answer right. So, and everybody could to find greener pastures. That's right, Ian. Some of us we stay in the dry pastures far too long. Yeah. Roxanne is saying it's admirable the few who are not quick to find greener pastures. Uh, Diane saying yes, my love. Yes, peeps. It's not an easy road, not an easy road. But we have to do our best to not let the kids them come and you know reap the negative rewards of our mistakes. We can't allow that. It is not healthy. It is unfair to them. You know. Yeah, they come into this world, guys. They never asked to be born. They never asked to be born. We are the ones that decide to lay down and make them. So the fact that they are here, we as adults need to play our roles and ensure that they live a fulfilled life. You know, it's the experience of lying down together and making them is pretty awesome, damn awesome. But we have to look at life in a different way sometimes, and just do the right thing. Do the right thing. Diane is saying that the responsibility is all new if you never experienced dad and mom being in a healthy relationship at home. Yeah, yeah, Diane, that is so true. And that is why right now for me, speaking, a bit personal right now, I do the best that I can do to be a good father right now, a good stepfather, everything in one. Because I want when these kids are grown, they can say, yes, daddy played his role. Daddy treated mom well. Daddy never abused mom in any way. And I appreciate that for that. Those are the things I want to hear, when I'm 60, 70, climbing that age ladder, that I was a good dad, I was a good granddad, you know, all those things. So it's unfortunate that not many kids get the chance to experience, you know, a strong home, a good home, a positive home, a respectable home, you know. But sometimes these kids from these broken homes, they swear to themselves that they will create one day an almost perfect home, where they and their spouse are in harmony, and that they bring up kids in a better home than they themselves had. As Dion saying, agreed, then treat the child like a burden at times. Ah, Dion, you're so right. And that should never be. That should never be. And I think sometimes, you know, some parents are so irresponsible that they say those things to the kids. Can you believe it? Parents sometimes are so irresponsible that they have those harsh conversations with their kids. Yeah, so the best that we can do, my friends, is that, we who have learned, you know, when we can find the time to, impart some wisdom to our fellow colleagues who probably are going through these situations, we do it, you know? Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Dion is saying that instead they continue the cycle. Yeah, Dion, it happens sometimes, where the cycle continues. It's only a few kids sometimes are able to break the cycle, you know? Only a few kids sometimes are able to break the cycle. Yeah. So, you know, a part of the moral of tonight's conversation is that we should be responsible adults. We should be mature adults when we are going into a relationship. And we should not just think about ourselves alone because, you know, once you're being intimate and stuff, children are going to be born. And you have to think about their needs and their well being, you know. So if you realize from early that the partner that you're with is not your ideal partner, then try your best not to bring any kids into this world from that union. Do not add to the broken home. There's too many. There's too many of them right now. A lot of kids who need to be healed and cannot be healed because they are so broken. Yeah. So the conversation tonight, my friends, was a good one. And it is topics like these that, we're going to be talking about as time progress. Yeah, because it is something that is present in our society, guys, and somebody has to talk about it. You know. So I know that in discussion tonight, a couple of things came up that were a bit off topic, but those will be topics that we hope to create in the coming days. As I said, hopefully we can have another topic tomorrow night. You know, tonight was quite interactive, and I really appreciate everyone that came on. You know, I love the support from the friends that are normally here, and you guys know yourselves. Support from day one. We love that. We really appreciate that. And as I said, as much as I talked for 1 hour and 50 minutes, guys, if it was not for you guys being here and supporting the chat, then it would have been much more difficult for me. So I do appreciate the support. Thanks very much for that support, guys. Yeah, taking a sip is great wine. Yeah, no alcohol around here. I don't want to be on the live and losing my words because I'm all jacked up on alcohol. No, sir. uh, mhm. Diane saying, "Me need Bible." uh, Diane, you're awesome. What would we do without you, Diane? We have known you ever since, we have known you from the start of this journey. Yep. You're always there with us, Diane. So, one of the traits I would say about you, Diane, is that when you're committed to something, you're really committed. And, a relationship requires, that kind of trait. So, I would say you give it 100%, Yeah. Yeah, Roxanne, Diane, when she's committed, she's really committed. Yeah. We've been on YouTube for what? A year, a little over a year. And Diane has been here with us from day one. uh, and who left? Me and Roxanne. Roxanne, you drunk? Yeah, she decided she gonna drink strong liquor and lit down herself from early. But she now saying that she's not really drunk, but I figure she tipsy though. uh, so she just feel nice. Yeah, Diane, you're awesome. You are awesome, and we love you for that. Yeah. Mhm. Hey, Roxanne, I see you've been doing a lot of cooking lately, You're doing your thing, Yeah, you're doing your thing. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Mhm. Um, yeah, eating banana chips too. Oh yeah, they say whenever you drink and you're feeling tipsy or high, just have some banana chips. It helps. So you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. um, they are saying yes, and that is used against me, my commitment. Yeah, Diane, you're very loyal, You're very loyal. But don't worry, good things are coming your way, Diane. Good things are coming your way, Accents that should try and little salt. uh, yeah, Tanisha, I saw her passing by me a while ago with a pack of tickets, and before she even stopped and said, Sheldon, want some? She just smiled at me and gone with the tickets in the people. I saw. The answer, thanks, guys. Mhm. Yeah, Tigados nice people. I don't know, but Tigados have a little thing the way, you know, the salt is just right, the crispness is just right. Yeah, man, Tigas ready. Mhm. Then say, Roxanne is saying, Diane, your loyalty is appreciated by the right people, girl. God not sleep. That's right. Diane saying, Roxanne with a moving video, need a chef. Yeah, man, Diane, Roxanne been doing a lot of cooking around here, So she can feed a few. Mhm. She can feed a few. um, Tanisha is saying God is wide awake. That's right. And Roxanne is saying, I love Tigers too. Pressure from the man on the street. Mr. Roxanne, I remember one day me and Tanisha was in traffic and we bought a tiger from this guy in the traffic and are the best tiger we ever eat. He said next time we were driving back, we were looking for the guy to say, where am I? Because we have never gotten that tiger in the shop at the shop or in the supermarket, but the tiger was it shot. Yeah, man, it is nice. Mhm. Diane is saying I receive it, Sir Shell. Of course, Diane. good people in a day and good things are coming to them. It's just that sometimes it takes a while, you wonder what the hell is going on. But, you know, if you do good and be good, eventually it's going to come back at you know? So, yeah, man, receive it. It's coming. It is coming. It is coming. Mhm. Leon said, me go draw apricots. No, no, more than me. I see, I see. Tanisha would have, wee. Roxanne saying, yeah, traffic figure good and fresh. Yeah, man. And not to mention the donuts, guys. The donuts. Hey, when you're in traffic, you see a donut man. You say, your brother, where you get them donuts from? When you buy them, you say, "Me just buy them, man. And them always taste good too. Them always taste good. Ah, Diane is saying, hugs, Roxanne. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Yes, babes. Tanisha, Diane loyalty is one in a million. Yeah. We so appreciate that. For real, for real, for real, for real. Diane saying cream tickets that come straight. Me I tell it that come straight from the bakery, man. The thing is just nice. Fresh and nice. And Roxanne is saying, I'm trying to work on doing more exciting content and consistency is important. I know I want to do stuff that are fun to watch. Yeah, Roxanne on YouTube, it's not easy, but we just have to keep pushing out content, you know, just keep pushing out content. And yeah, man, we see where you've been pushing out more content recently. And, we applaud you on that, Roxanne. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. And Diane is saying hugs 10. Yeah. So, guys, if you're just joining us, we're about to go. But tonight was about happiness. And, what we're discussing, happiness of both parents in the relationship versus the happiness of the kids in the relationship. And, what we were looking at were, where should more focus be placed on in terms of happiness? Should it be the happiness of the kids or the parents? From the conversations that we had, it is what came from the conversation is that if you're in a relationship and you're not happy, then the best thing you can do for yourself and your kids is to move on, because an unhappy parent is of no help to his or her children. Another thing that we did say is that couples should go to therapy. Therapy can help, but a lot of times they don't want to go to therapy because of the negative connotations that are attached to counseling. So um, these guys are professionals. So, it is a feeling that if you go counseling, there might be something that comes up that you never knew, you never saw, and it could have saved the relationship. Remember now that we're not just speaking about the relationship from just the man and the woman perspective, but also from the kids that they have brought into the relationship. It is now a family unit, and they now have to think about the relationship from our perspectives and not just their perspectives alone, but also the kids and the impact that it will have on them. We did speak about the whole issue of a broken home that results from parents who have children and have separated, and how they end up being affected by it and how it affects them in society. So, you know, it was a good conversation, and we all had fun with the topic. So, guys, we are going to close off any moment now. We have gone 2 hours, and that's normally the max time that I take for lives, you know. So before we go, guys, anything that you want to say before we go? Um, Leon say, me too, Roxanne, once me get used to the camera. Mm-hmm. Roxanne was saying, I go down to Prestige for my donuts once I'm in the crossroad and I have to go to Prestige. Okay. And Leon saying, Roxanne, you are going with yourself. Tanisha saying, big up, Roxanne, big up yourself. Thanks for the support. No doubt, no doubt. Leon said, true, true. And Roxanne said, thanks to all you guys for the support too. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So again, friends, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys assisted me in going 2 hours of sitting here and talking. It's not easy, you know. But you see, once you sit down, guys, you just tell yourself that, listen, you're gonna stick it out and you're gonna make this thing work. I think practice makes it better for you each time you do it. So I know some of you might be saying, you could not sit for 2 hours and talk. It's not easy, but you just keep practicing. One other thing that helps in the conversation too is that, prepare slides. Slides do help. So if you know you're gonna do a live, just do a slide, and that will help with the content. You can always reflect back to the slides when you're having the conversations and stuff. All right. Diane is saying, yes, good girl, Roxanne. Mm-hmm. So yes, friends, we're closing off here. Again, thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. Sleep good. If you're not feeling sleepy yet, go watch a good movie and have some fun. Right? So let me see the goodbyes coming through before I close off. Mm-hmm. All right, so while I wait for the goodbyes to come through, let me just run this one last time. Yes, everyone. So thanks for being here again, Diana, Roxanne. Thanks for sticking it out to the 2 hours. It was really awesome. Really appreciate you guys being here. Enjoy the night, and as Roxanne said, Dion, have a wonderful morning. All right. All right. All right, guys. So take care. See you again tomorrow night on another live. All right. Peace out.